Hey, what's up, Cryptomania family? It's your host Josh here, coming at you with the hottest XRP news of the day, May 7th, 2025. Buckle up because we've got some major developments to cover today that could significantly impact your crypto portfolio. So let's dive right in with today's headline story. XRP is currently in a consolidation phase, hovering around the 2-on-14 mark after experiencing some significant price action over the past week. The cryptocurrency has dropped about 4.33% over the week. But what's interesting is that it's managed to maintain that critical $2 psychological support level, despite the broader market decline. Now, this consolidation phase comes right after the FOMC meeting, which has many analysts wondering if we're approaching a turning point for XRP. Technical indicators are showing a neutral to bullish bias, suggesting that we might see some positive movement in the coming days. But that's not all that's happening in the XRP ecosystem. Ripple just released their Q1 2025 report, and let me tell you, it contains some bombshell information that XRP holders need to know. According to CEO Brad Garlinghouse, Q1 was an incredible period for the company, marked by three major achievements. First off, Ripple has definitively resolved its long-standing legal battle with the SEC. The SEC formally withdrew its appeal and agreed to a significantly reduced settlement of just $50 million, down from the initially proposed $125 million. This is a massive win for Ripple and the entire XRP community, removing a cloud that had been hanging over XRP for years. Second, Ripple completed a massive $1.25 billion acquisition of prime broker Hidden Road, showing that the company is aggressively expanding its financial footprint. And third, there's growing global momentum for XRP exchange-traded products, which brings me to another major piece of news. The odds of a spot XRP ETF gaining SEC approval by the end of 2025 have surged to 79%, according to Polymarket data. That's up from 60% just a few weeks ago, showing increasing confidence in XRP's regulatory outlook. Now here's something that caught my attention in Ripple's Q1 report. The company announced they will be sunsetting their quarterly XRP markets reports in their current form after Q2 2025. Instead, they'll be releasing newer versions with deeper insights as institutional demand for XRP grows. This is actually a strategic pivot in response to how, in Ripple's own words, the report has not had the intended effect, and Ripple's transparency has been used against the company, most notably by former SEC leadership. Speaking of institutional interest, XRP delivered one of the strongest performances among major cryptocurrencies in Q1 2025, surging nearly 50% in early February, and outpacing both Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP-based investment products saw $37.7 million in net inflows, which is approaching the levels seen in Ethereum-focused funds. For those of you looking at price action, XRP is currently testing support levels after dropping to around 2.08 earlier this week, its fifth straight session in the red. Technical analysts have noted a descending triangle pattern forming on the daily chart, which could potentially indicate a further drop toward $1.20 if current support levels fail. However, the fact that XRP has maintained above $2 is seen as a positive sign by many analysts. Now, for those of you thinking long-term, here's an interesting projection. According to some forecasts, XRP could potentially soar to a price range of $25 to $50 by 2030, especially if the broader crypto market rises to the $20 to $30 trillion range. Of course, these are speculative projections, but they give us something to think about for those hodling for the long term. Also worth noting for tomorrow, May 8th, XP Finance, the first XRPL's non-custodial lending platform, is launching its XPF token pre-sale at 4 p.m. UTC. This is generating significant interest among Ripple and crypto investors looking for new opportunities in the XRPL ecosystem. So, what does all this mean for XRP holders? Well, we're at an interesting crossroads. The legal hurdles are behind us, institutional interest is growing, and despite short-term price volatility, the long-term outlook remains promising, especially with the potential for an XRP ETF on the horizon. That's all for today's XRP News Update. If you found this information valuable, please smash that like button. Subscribe to Cryptomania for daily cryptocurrency updates, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. This is Josh signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow with more breaking crypto news.